Ladies and gentlemen, a 5-hour tornado watch has been issued for parts of Florida today, this Sunday morning. And like yesterday, a giant volcano erupted in the South Pacific, and today the weather is super crazy. And I feel like I've lost my mind. But part of me is really enjoying this Venus, Mercury, Uranus retrograde energy as much as a human possibly can. But you know, there are times in life where life just doesn't seem to make any sense at all. And the fact that humanity and civilization continues to keep it together no matter what the universe throws at us is just like a super major miracle upon miracle upon miracles. So if there was a Sunday school lesson this morning, it is that, I don't know, God is great. And you never know what's going to happen next. But this is not a Sunday school lesson. This is early Sunday morning, and I've kind of lost my mind. So there's a good chance that I could be cussing during this asteroid fight club meeting. Next Sunday, the weather could be really, really weird in Florida again, with a lot of snow in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Yep, next Sunday it could be snowing all across the South, which would be cool. It's always special when it snows below the Mason-Dixon line. But what do you say you and I focus on today? Would that be okay? As your planetary defense commander, I think I may still be having a hard time processing that major massive volcano eruption that just happened like 30 hours ago. Like, it is still sending shockwaves through my mind today. And I do hope my reality will be okay. Earth is a snow globe, man. You know, Earth is like a giant, mega, massive snow globe. And that is so crazy. Pop here, pop here, pop there. There's a 6.1 earthquake in Panguna, Papua New Guinea, around the same region about 2 hours ago. So I'm just kind of hanging out with you, losing my mind here on a easy Sunday morning. Daniel Dozer bulldozing through my Twitter feed, talking about areas of mixed precipitation. I love talking about mixed precipitation. It's falling like snow throughout much of Madison County. What are you seeing where you live? She's talking to Alabama, Tennessee, and Valley weather. So if you're not in those areas, please don't answer. I was just kidding. You can answer if you want to. But it's like you have a major disaster and people are going to show up and try and sell you some type of shit coin. That's how it feels like anyway. Anywho, tornado warning for Florida. So I'm a little alarmed at the Florida weather, but Floridans like, yeah, it's no big deal. We've been through this before. You see? We get tons of crazy weather in Florida all the time. And that's just fine. But often tornado warnings are like, hey, there's a cell moving through the area. So over the next 23 minutes, you need to be looking out for tornadoes. It kind of feels a little unique that they're like, hey, you guys need to be watching out for tornadoes for the next 5 hours. When they announced it that morning, they didn't have a yellow zone up a couple days in advance. Am I making any sense? If not, I'm blaming it on Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Uranus retrograde, live storm chasers breaking. Close view of tornado that moved through parts of Fort Myers, Florida this morning. Take a look at the debris in the air. Did I mention the exploding, erupting volcano that was like 30 hours ago? That was like, wow, that's one of the craziest, probably the craziest volcano eruption I've ever seen. Like, Earth popped a gasket. You know, like if your engine breaks in your car. I mean, so it just was like, you know. And supposedly a bunch of people in Alaska were like, yo, we heard that shit all across the globe. Robin Lackison, Tonga massive eruption had 2 detectable effects in Caribbean islands. First, a meteo tsunami induced by atmospheric waves 11 hours after the explosion, And then an oceanic tsunami, meaning a tsunami bypassed South America, affected Atlantic Ocean and arriving in La Martinique 24 hours after the explosion. So, I feel like my brain is still feeling the shockwaves. Tomer Berg. Remember the shockwave from the volcanic eruption that propagated eastward through the USA yesterday morning? The opposite end of the shockwave that propagated westward from the volcano made it through the U.S. last night and was more pronounced than the first in the eastern U.S. Shockwaves are crazy, bro. Shockwaves are crazy, man. We're all a little crazy now. Is now a great time for me to mention that I do a fundraiser every single month to keep the THORnews up and running? And I've only got $989 left to raise for January. Oh, now's not a good time to mention it. I'll try and bring it up at a more convenient moment or hey, Lee Goldberg, did you hear what he was saying? He was saying forecast no depth, and he was putting up an excellent graphic. Watch the front end snow get washed away. So yeah, if you were in any of those regions and recognize them without names on the map, just by this lake alone, you're like, hey man, I live by that lake. I know exactly where that's at. You could be getting almost 2 feet of snow. Definitely enough snow to build a snowman. Or make snow angels. It's like 35 degrees in Houston today, which is officially cold. It makes me kind of want to sit out on a patio and see how much whiskey I can drink. Having car trouble, though. I called an Uber once in my life. Man, that shit's expensive. I've done it like 3 times, I think. But it's expensive every time. What am I talking about? Jesse Farrell, really one of the coldest wedges during a winter storm I've seen. I mean, single digits in Pennsylvania. So, it's an interesting storm. I don't want to anger people. Because I know that, there are people out there that are like, chemtrails are evil. And that there are people out there that are like, man, they control the weather. And A, I think chemtrails are for solar radiation management. And B, I think we have an atmospheric defense team that actually plays defense and sometimes tries to make storm less dangerous than they normally would be. Is that a dangerous game? Sure, absolutely. But I'm just saying, I think we have people playing defense. Like, if they had the capability to flood out major cities every day, I mean, do they have the capability? Probably. Do they flood major cities every day? No, they don't, man. 2017, when we got hit in the face by tons of hurricanes in major cities, that shit hasn't happened since then. So I'm just saying, I'm more of an optimist, and I still believe in good guys, as fucked up as the world is right now. And I'm just trying to say that it looks like atmospheric defense team is shooting dry air into this thing, which is making it less powerful than it would have been if they weren't doing that. Now, I'm just guessing and talking straight out of my ass in a non-smelly fashion. But that is my opinion, and I just wanted to express it. I hope I don't get suspended from YouTube again. But I think it's only if you're talking about that other subject, which I thought I was doing great at. Man, I'm tired of them. I'm just tired of getting punished for doing a good job. But hey, we're all a little frustrated these days, aren't we? And you know what? I'm either strong enough emotionally or crazy enough mentally that we're allowed to, I'm fine if you totally disagree with me on your passion issues. You know what I'm saying? Do you have any final thoughts for today? Okie dokie. Jennifer Korea showing you the big red box, man, till 3 p.m. So some days I'm pushing the string really hard. Some days I'm pushing the string a little. When the car you used to draw in kindergarten pulls up next to you. Your home air filter watching you put on a mask to go outside. Anyway, good job, atmospheric defense team. Chris, creping on your face. That doesn't even make any sense. It's almost like if someone made crepes on your face. But so, the large air bubble seems to have reduced the giant amount of ice that would have been laid over all these areas. So that's good. Unless you were like, man, I really wanted a bunch of ice. I don't know, maybe gods did it. Or aliens. Or God. Anywho. I hope you have a great, super duper fantastic day. But if you go outside, I'd wear a hat and mittens. I know that's the thing that I can't stay outside very long if my hands get super freezy, my feet get super freezy. Those are the things that make me be like, man, I wish I was inside. And somehow, if you've listened to me for 10 minutes, and you've listened to me kind of go crazy multiple times over the last 9 years and 4,300 videos, thanks for sticking with me through thick and thin. But, so like I said, you have Venus, Mercury, and Uranus all retrograde at the same time. And then you'll have the full moon on the 17th, and then Uranus will go direct, and the lunar north and south nodes will switch north from into Taurus from Gemini, and the south from Sagittarius into Scorpio. So the next 72 hours are going to be probably interesting and wild. Maybe even wilder than the last 48 hours. You never know. And this area will probably see much below average temperatures, heavy snow, heavy precipitation, high winds, significant waves. And then today, we're on super duper, oh no, maybe hurricanes. Tornadoes down there. So I guess they expect this line to kind of stay consistent, dragging over this area slowly as the tail of this giant Quetzalcoatl storm moves north, dragging the tail over this area for the next 4 hours, which could cause more damage from tornadoes. And the shockwave is still reverberating through my brain. So check this out. You had the giant volcano burst down here, and you have these giant low areas of low pressure here, and then here. And if you spin it, it's like you have some type of pressure going in this, out, this coming down and then out. I don't know. And then if you think about it, it's just me thinking. I don't know if anybody stayed this long, but remember we had the La Palma volcano that was like right here, right? And this was just volcano-y, and I was like, oh my God, this volcano is kind of freaking me out as your planetary defense commander. And then this pressure switched to down here. Does that am I making any sense? That, somehow, it transferred from like here to, from there, that pressure switched from here. And I imagine it has a lot to do with the tilt from the seasons. The snow globe with lava inside. Man, I don't know. Not everything makes sense all the time. Does it make sense? Okay, great. All right, I'll be around. And, if you'd like to contribute or donate, that's cool. I love y'all. God bless everyone. Thank you for being amazing to me for so many years. All right, have a great Sunday. God bless everyone, and pretty please stay cool.